Hi everyone. I hope you all are having fantastic day. I am Preeti and I'll be your host for today's session on Frontend Frameworks Deep Dive. We have the privilege of being joined by an exceptional speaker, Shiva. Sir is a seasoned software engineer with over 9 years of hands-on experience in designing and developing high-performance scalable web applications. He brings a creative and solution driven mindset to every project he undertakes. He specializes in front end engineering using modern JavaScript frameworks such as React, Next.js, Angular, and Vue.js, paired with powerful state management solutions like Redux. His expertise span building enterprise grade dashboards, crafting data visualization with D3.js, high charts, and C3.js, and developing secure backend service with Node.js. From architecting system to mentoring team, Shiva thrives in agile environment and embeds modern DevOps practice, including CI/CD pipeline and Git-based version control. Currently, he is exploring blockchain and Web3 solutions, aiming to contribute to the next generation of decentralized application. Beyond coding, Sir is a passionate creator on YouTube and social media, guiding students and professionals into tech through real-world insight, project review, and interview preparation. We'll also have a dedicated Q&A towards the end, so don't hesitate to drop your questions anytime in the Q&A tab. We'll make sure they are answered. So let's get ready for an interactive, insightful, and fun session. Please join me in giving a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Shiva. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thanks, Preeti. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, let's get started. Hey guys, good morning.
Uh, yeah.
Camera. So did you see my face, right? Sorry, okay with that? My face and the video and the background. Everything is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, guys. Good morning. So first of all, let's start with the very basic slides way. So if everything goes well, then I will go with live coding as well. So we'll do that, okay? So day by day. So after that, we'll do that. Okay. First of all, tell me, so how many people are like working professionals or the students? Just comment it out in the chart itself so that I will get to understand. So working professional, just add like I'm working professional, I have 2 years of experience, just 2 years, otherwise student, whatever it is, just type it in the comments section itself. And try to add, okay. I'm working professional, good. Okay. Okay, so most of them are like working professional with having 3 years of experience, right? Okay, working with 6 years. Okay. Okay. So directly without time waste, directly I will go with the process. Okay. Whatever it is, like if it is front end, if it's not a back end, if it is blockchain, whatever it is, always you can ask the question why. So why it is introduced? For example, if you go with the blockchain, right, why it is introduced? If you go with the front-end application, why it is introduced for the React application or the Angular application and the different Vue.js applications, right? So this part always you need to ask the question why. Okay, so let me share my screen so that you will get a clear idea. So I have prepared one document so that you will get clear idea how it will be exactly. See here, first of all, suppose I have one client, okay? So for example, I'm working on one Dell company or whatever it is. So we're working on company and the client is asking about like, hey Shiva, so we got one opportunity. We need to develop that. One second. Okay. Let me tell you one simple scenario. Suppose if you are working professional and you are working on a Deloitte or Dell, whatever it is, or some company, and they got one client. So that is for 3 months project. Okay. So automatically, what they will think, Hey Shiva, we got one project. So you need to develop this project end to end and you need to deliver by within 3 to 6 months. That is the delivery time. If you are using for normal JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript, it will take minimum to minimum five months to 8 months of period of time. So if you are developing the entire application, right, automatically the client will lose, right? So instead of losing this particular client, they have introduced for the React.js library and the Angular and the Vue.js. So if you have very large scale of application, if you want to build very large scale of application, and if you want to do some extreme enterprise level application, we go with the Angular application, like Angular framework. But if you have very limited time and with limited the money, the limited funds, you can go with the React.js. If you have the particular amount is there and if you have the time, then go with the Vue.js. This is why the introduction of the frameworks are introduced actually. This is how it will work. So as of now, do we have any questions, anything right now? So are you okay with that, the approach and all of these things, or do you have any questions? Please let me know. Okay, volume is too slow. What about now? Okay. Do you have any questions as of now? Why it is introduced like that? What about now? Now it's increased my volume. What about now? I will tell. In the end of the session, I will tell you everything from practically. Okay, cool. Let me share my screen quickly. So always I told you, right? Why questions? See, why do we need front-end frameworks? Okay. In the early days, for example, if you are check with the before 8 years or 9 years, right? Mostly our web application we build in JavaScript only. So we are using for normal into HTML5, CSS3, and the JavaScript, right? So if you want to update something, if you want to create something, if you want to edit something, if you want to delete something, it will take lot of time. So because of every time it will render the whole application, right? So this is called as DOM, document object model. That manipulation itself, it will take lot of time to update the application. Okay. So instead of taking this particular time, right, we are reducing in the help of React.js. So this is completely for component-based architecture. So if you want to update one particular section itself, right, we can go with the particular component, right? So this is why React is introduced and the Angular is introduced and the Vue.js is introduced. This is called the single-paged applications. So no need to render the whole application. Instead of loading the whole application, you can try to update the particular component. This is called single-paged application. Nothing but a single-paged function, the single-paged component. This is how it will work. And the state management also, right? So some of the students, they will think as state management is different way. This is a complete different technology kind of thing. Don't think like that. The state management is nothing but it's a data. The data is nothing but you only. For example, I'm Shiva. I'm having I have name and address and the phone number, and these are my details, right? This is nothing but a state. State is nothing but our data. So if you want to create one person, then we need to create, right? Then create. And if you want to update some particular person, again we need to update, then edit and automatically delete it also, right? These are the things. If you are using for vanilla JavaScript, it will take a lot of time to adding and deleting and updating and deleting also. It will take a lot of time to do all of these things. This is kind of a state management. But if you are using for framework or libraries, right? So there is a state management library called Redux Toolkit. Okay, so this will give us proper management, like so how to create the content, how to update the content, how to delete that content. So everything from seamlessly. This is why they have introduced for the Redux toolkit and the Redux and the code reusability also. So if you are developed one particular component or particular function, right, we can't use for the reusability. So that is happening for the vanilla JavaScript. So it's too difficult to fix the bugs. Okay, but if you are using for any Angular or frameworks, right? So we can able to go there and we can able to fix the issue because of that is the reusability. So if you, for example, if you have the drop down, so same drop down I need to reutilize for the another components or like another application, we can able to do that. That is called the code reusability. So everything is available for the frameworks and the libraries. This is how it will work. This is why we need front-end frameworks. Still, do you have any questions for this? Any questions, anything, or I'm talking about like little bit speed or slow? Are you okay with that? Anything, please let me know. Let me stop share. Yeah. Any questions, anything? All good, just okay. Definitely. Explain with which framework to go with. Definitely. I created a detailed document. If you want, I will share the document as well. So stay with me. Just understand the flow. Always, I told you, right? Why? So only one question is why. See here. Let me share one more time. Don't blindly trust someone. Okay, so someone is there, or someone is telling like, okay, React is good, go with React. Someone is telling like Angular is good, go with Angular. Don't do that. Okay, just understand why it is introduced, what is the problem. See here, now the e-commerce challenge. Okay, so one of the guys coming and they was telling like, hey Shiv, I need to develop the e-commerce platform with complex features to develop within 3 months. So this is the tight deadline. Okay. If you are using for native JavaScript with jQuery, right, it will take minimum to minimum 12 months to 2 years. It's 400% longer, right? So instead of doing all of these things, see, try to understand first of all, then I will explain everything. See, so user authentication system, product catalog, real-time shopping cart, these are the features, right? These are the complex features. If you want to develop the normal vanilla JavaScript and jQuery, it will take minimum to minimum 2 years. But they don't have any the particular time, right? So within React, see here, with framework React, the framework is nothing but we have we have like 200 lines of code. We are compressed, we are delivering it to the 20 lines of code. That is the beauty of the React frameworks. Now see here, the 10% automatically 48 months. So with React.js, the project delivered by within 3 months versus 10 to 12 months. So here we are reducing the timing, right? Reducing the time and effort and the money and everything, right? So that's why most of the companies are looking for very fast and very scalable, and it's look like the user wants to um, work on a daily basis. They has to work on the daily basis. So that's why nowadays the single based applications are very popular, and the very big. This is how it will work. Okay, and I have added this one also. Just concentrate to just understand the flow. Okay, so that you will get clear idea. Already explained everything, just understand the flow and the DOM manipulation and the state management and the core reusability. So these are the main pain points. So like small, medium, and the large enterprise level application. Okay. Now I will tell you. You have one question, right? So Shiva, okay. Now understand the pain points. Now, which framework I need to choose? If you don't have money, if you are in a startup based founder, or if you are working on a very small based kind of application, right? Go with the React. Okay, and if you are working on what large scale of application, like a large scale of immense kind of companies, right? For example, Deloitte and the PwC, it's kind of MNCs. Go with the large and enterprise applications, right? Here they are using for the Angular. Okay, if you are in very targeting small and mid level, go with the React. And if you are using for enterprise level applications, go with the Angular. If you want to combine these three, you can go with the Vue.js. Okay, why it is Vue.js? Already we have React is there and Angular is there. Why it is introduced in Vue.js? Because of There is a limitation from the React and there is a limitation from the Angular also. In the Vue.js, they combine both the issues and they have introduced for the new platform that is called the Vue.js. That's again I'm telling always why it is introduced in Vue.js. This is how it will work, guys. So I have updated the code as well. So if you are using for the normal function updates, right, this is how it will work. A simple task only, it will take lot of time. See, and the same thing, see. So here we have the authentication system. If you want to update one product, automatically take a lot of time. If you want to list up the product list, automatically it will take a lot of time. If you want to create one particular user, it will take a lot of time. And if you want to pass the data from one component to another component also, it will take a lot of time. So these are the pain points. These are the problems. Okay. And the code duplication also. For example, if you have the product.js, that is nothing but a normal function. The same function we need to reusable, right? But every component again we need to write the particular function. The same concept, the same thing again you are calling. So that is not a good idea, right? But if you are using for React or Angular in the Vue.js, we can able to import it and we can able to export it. So sorry, you can able to export it and we can able to import and we can able to start the execution. This is how it will work. The code duplication also we can able to do it. So these are the frameworks evolution as of now. So early days I was working on a vanilla JavaScript as well as jQuery, and after that I moved into Angular. Then again I moved into React. Now I currently I'm working with React as well as a Vue.js. Yeah. So now you can ask any questions, anything. Please let me know. I will help you with that. Any questions, anything right now? Are you okay with that? Any questions, anything right now in this flow? I will tell you. Okay. So, but again, then big organization allows demanding React, right? Yeah, definitely, definitely. In the end of the day, I will tell you the secrets. Okay. If you have, like, if you are only the good at React, you won't get hired. If you are very good at Redux, then only you will get hired. Yeah, please, Manadara. Yeah, please go ahead. Yes, Shiva Prasad, we can do it now. So it will see the end of the day, things like you need to deliver by application from within 3 months, not more than that. We can do it lot of things, right? In the JavaScript itself. We can do it, not an issue. But the end of the day, are you delivering or not? So that is the main question. If you are delivering, the well and good, everything is fine. But if you're not delivered, automatically the client will lose the money, right? So for the beginner level, which framework is best to understand easy? So always go with React. React with Redux. So this is the beauty of two technologies. One is for React with Redux. Okay. I have 3 years of experience. I have knowledge on React, but now my company wants to change to Angular. Which one is better? I will tell you the end of the day. I will take one session for the coding, completely coding. Okay, coding kind of session. Then you will get clear idea. Okay, so which frame we need to take it on and which how to work on and how to learn the particular framework or library. Okay, I will tell you all the secrets. Don't worry. Now here it's thing is
So,
what
we are going to cover coding also in this, right?
not a coding. It's kind of
Hands-on practice.
hands-on
Yes.
practical explanation because of every time if you are sharing the PDF, right, they will think us like, hey, he's guys sharing only the PDFs. It's not good.
Yes. Actually, many people are like asking about that. So,
Definitely I will help you with that, not an issue. Thank you. And see, I will share this particular document, guys. I can't tell you that what is DOM, so how it works in the uh, behind it, right? So we can't help you with that because of we have very limited time. So that's why. So this is what they are doing. Okay. In the Facebook application, there is called the news feed and the user behaviors and the like, comments and the notification and the messages, right? So we can't update the whole application every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? Instead of doing all of these things, they have introduced for the virtual DOM concept. So they have introduced for the React. The same thing they have introduced for the virtual DOM solution. The virtual DOM, what it will do, every time it will check the previous element and the current element. Is there any underlying changes? Then only it will update the current state. Otherwise, it won't update anything. So instead of loading the 8 minutes or 10 minutes, right, it will load only 1 second or 10 seconds. Because of we are updating the particular underlying changes only, right? Not for the whole application. So this is why React is most popular than other frameworks or other things. See here. Now the visual DOM. So only element 2 is updated. See, element 2 is only the updater. So it will go with only element 2 updated, not for the whole application, right? Okay, this is how React Visual DOM works. Okay, see in the React core innovation also, it is completely component-based architecture. The component-based architecture is nothing but it's pure functions. If you are very good at functions, to be honest with you, the React you can able to learn within 1 week. I won't give you any false promises kind of thing. You will learn within 1 week. You need to good at only the functions, how it functions works, how the what is the parameters, how to pass the arguments. This is more than sufficient. Okay, so React it won't take much time. Maximum it will take 1 week to 15 days maximum. Okay, so this is completely component based architecture, right? Yeah. And let me share you that one simple thing so that you will get clear idea. Nike application, go with Nike application. See here, in the modern application, whatever application is there, right? So most of them, like 99.9%, they are built with single based applications only. Because of the, see here, if you click on a categories, and if you click a category like hair and facials, right? So automatically you are updating, right? And again, if you go here and if you are clicking on add it to bag, automatically we are updating. So if you want to understand this particular DOM flow, right, it won't update these fields. It won't update these fields as well. It won't update these fields as well. It will update only this particular section only. See, it won't update in other things, right? This is how the React virtual DOM works. This is the real-time application. And this is how we introduced for the React.js component architecture. Okay, the components are nothing but categories is the one component. The component again, it's a function. Again, if you go with the brands, this is also one function. Again, it is called as a component. That's it. The name is different, but the thing is, and the functionality, everything is same. Okay, brands function. If you go with React, they will call it as a component. In the looks also, this is also component. This is also component, like individual components, individual functionality, individual, uh, yeah, individual responsibility kind of thing. This is how it will work, guys. If you go with programming complex one-way data flow. Yeah. And here one more thing I want to tell you. See here, for example, I'm going to Nike application and I'm selecting one category, and after that I have added for the hair oil. Okay, and after that I have added the added to bag. Okay, now it will come to the this particular section, right? This is the flow. This is the state flow. I started with Nika. Then after that, I'm selecting this particular hair oil. Then after that, I'm selecting this brilliant rosemary hair oil, right? And after that, it will go to this particular section. This is completely code flow, the state management kind of thing. If you're using for normal vanilla JavaScript, we can't achieve it. We can achieve it, not a big deal, but it will take a lot of time, lot of efforts, lot of code execution also there. But if you are using for React, so this is completely, this is one component, this is one component, and this is also one component. So we can able to pass the data from one component to another component with the use of React flow. Okay. So this is why we are using for this particular one-way data flow. So we can pass the data from one component to another component. So this is how it will work. Okay. So when to choose React? So if one just quickly read, that's more than enough. This is not a big deal. Okay. So maximum fast delivery needs. So nowadays, most of them are like they're using for the AI tools, right? So they need delivery maximum 3 to 6 months, not more than that. If you are delivering that particular project into 1 year, 2 years, you're out of industry. Okay. See, senior and junior developers requirement need to shift quickly. This is the main question. Okay. And the same thing, if you are using for mobile app requirements, right? For example, if you want to build application for web application, mobile iOS, and as well as Android application, right? We can go with the React Native. So reactive is more than enough. Okay. We can able to build it one particular technology. We can able to use for web application and the mobile application and iOS as well as Android application also. Okay. See, this is the business logic 70% shared UI and everything is same. Same component, the same thing, nothing different. See, so if you are using for React, so there is something called the comments and the likes and feeds, right? Every time it will update. So if you are using for normal vanilla JavaScript thing, it will take a lot of time to render the whole application, right? Every time it will render the whole application. Instead of doing all of this thing, we are introduced for the virtual DOM. Because of it will update the particular portion itself, not for the entire component, right? That's why we are using for the virtual DOM. And the Redux is nothing but a state management library. The state is nothing but that is a fields and as well as the comments. If you are typing something on comment, right, that is also one kind of state. And if you are liked something, that is also a type of like. That is also one state. If you want to manage that particular likes in the comments, right, we are using for the Redux and the just add. The Redux mostly 95% most of the companies are using for the Redux. Recently, they have introduced for the just hand. This very small scale of application, right? So don't need to learn this kind of thing, but mostly the standard way we can able to learn it from the Redux. So this is the best one. Okay, and this is very lightweight and straightforward. So end of the day, we need to manage the state. That's it. Okay. So React is ideal when you need speed, flexibility, and clean structure of the complex application. Okay, this is the thing. And apart from that, I started with my career as a Angular developer. So in the early days, I was working on Angular.js. Then after that, they moved into Angular version, Angular 2. Now it's Angular 18, I guess. This is all about Angular. Okay. And here, when to choose this Angular application? Okay. Suppose if you are targeting one big MNC, for example, IBM or it's very when I say it's a very big organization, right? For example, Dell or Deloitte and the Dell as well as IBM and HCL kind of thing. So they have their own ecosystem and they have their own money also, their funds also, and they are creating their own applications like enterprise application. Go with the Angular. Okay, so this is completely TypeScript first. If you are using for React also, we are using for TypeScript, mostly into TypeScript only. Okay. So JavaScript is completely dynamic type leads to runtime errors, right? If you want to erode this particular issues, we are using for the most into TypeScript. Okay. The bug detection and compile time, everything, it will take care for the TypeScript. And the dependency, I won't go for this particular thing because of this is also kind of data management. Suppose you have the data, you need to pass the data from parent to children, children to parent. In the time we are using for the dependency injection. Okay, like private variables and the public variables kind of thing. Okay, I won't go for the technical discussion, but this is the dependency injection. And RxJS is nothing but this kind of reactive programming. So, for example, if you are creating one API, if you are triggering one API, we will get the two things, right? One is for response, another one for is rejection. If you want to handle those kind of asynchronous operation, we're using for the RxJS, this kind of library. Okay, so when to choose? This is the big question. Just try to read it. I will help you with that. So always choose your project requires strong structure, long-term maintainability, and your team prefers conviction over flexibility. They have their own funds and the time, right? Then go with the Angular. The end of the day, I will tell you. So the market situation also, which frame you need to choose and which framework you need to work on. Okay. So the end of the day, this is the Vue.js. Just read it. That's it. Not required for the deeply. Just leave it. Just end of the session. Just go with just try to understand why it is introduced, why React, why Angular, and why Vue. Okay, the Vue is very simple and lightweight library. So without it's not required any setup, right? It's a very simple thing. Just go with and check it. So which frame it will work, everything is there. Okay. See here, the main thing it will come as like if you are checking with the React, there is some limitations, and if you are checking with Angular, there is the limitations. So that's why they are introduced for the widgets. Okay, this is also he is the from Googler. Okay, see here, we found Angular too heavy for small projects and React.js syntax are unfamiliar. So that's why they have introduced for the HTML based template. So here we got a Vue.js. Okay, so when to choose Vue.js? So based on my understanding, the 75% mostly the companies are using for the React and 20% into Angular and 5 to 7% into Vue.js. Okay, the China based they are using for the China, and for India based mostly they are using for the React. 75%, more than 75% they are using for React. Okay, now this is the completely selection guide. So which framework you need to work on, which framework you need to pick up. Okay, see here, if you are working on a commercial, internal, and educational, go with high traffic and complex application, go with the React. And if your application has banking application, for example, HDFC, SBI, these kind of applications, right? Always go with the Angular because of the HDFC or SBI more into secure based, right? So it will take a lot of time, and every time we need support. And the application also robust and enterprise level kind of application. You can always go with the Angular. Okay, but every time the data is changing, so every time new features we need to add, so then only we can go with React for the e-commerce application and social media applications and chart based application. Always go with the React because of the virtual DOM, right? That's why. And team size, if you are using for very small teams, go with the Vue.js. And if you want to build application, web application as well as the mobile application, go with the React. Okay, and simple. This is the migration kind of thing, but mostly they are not using for the Vue.js. But if you are using for React, it will work on a e-commerce and a mobile application as well as the balance. Everything it will work on a React. So that's why most of them are using for the Vue.js. Sorry, React.js. Any questions? Anything right now? I'm going any speed right now. Or okay without this particular flow? Any questions? Anything? Yeah, definitely, Rupali. I will share all the document. Okay, not an issue for that. So the end of the question, yeah. In the end of the day, already I explained right from the coding part. I will tell you everything. Not an issue.
Sir, we have one question like on LinkedIn that how to connect our React application with database.
Yeah, I will explain you. But the technical, that part again, we will take one more session, but we won't go for the technical point of view, right? In the coding session.
So can we discuss like little bit on this session?
Definitely. In theory wise, I will explain as well as the practical also. I will explain it.
Yeah,
Then
actually many people like are waiting for that.
no worries.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Any questions? Anything? Can you see my roadmap for learning initial or for advanced level? Okay. Uh, there is no roadmap, guys. Try to understand. There is no roadmap. Okay. So always, what I'm suggesting, what I'm learning, only the why. That's my friend. So don't go for okay roadmap to 2 lakhs to 35 lakhs. How to learn this particular JavaScript roadmap? No. It won't work like that. Okay. So always you need to build the application. That's it. So is Next.js. I will come up with why it is introduced for React. Then it will go to Next.js. Now it will Svelte. Why it is introduced. I will explain everything. Upcoming section. Okay. Are you sharing the PPT? Yeah, I'm sharing that. I'm based with CSS. Could you please share with metrics? Yeah, CSS problems, right? Yeah, definitely. I will. How fresh is tier 3 cross community job in front end development? So please kind. See, because of mine is tier 50 or tier, tier 60. Okay. So don't think about like there is having issue with tier 1, tier 1, tier 2. I will share all the roadmap from the all the college level. Okay. No worries. Let me share my screen quickly. Then we can close it. Then we'll start the coding session. See here in the development time comparison also. If you are using for normal original JavaScript, it will take 20 weeks. If you are using for React, it will take 70 times savings. If you are using for Vue.js also, the timings and all, it will take lot of time. Okay, in the 65 timings. And this is for the Angular. Okay. So these are the things in the development time comparison also. So now onwards, you will think like, okay, don't go with Java. So we will go with already React, Vue.js, and Angular. But the core fundamentals, we need to learn the core fundamentals for the JavaScript. If you are very good at core fundamentals, we can take it up React, Vue.js, and the Angular. So React, it will take 15 days. In the Vue.js, it will take 7 days maximum, based on my understanding. And Angular, it will take 2 months. In the learning also, it will take 2 months. These are my observations because of I worked on all the things, right? Oh yeah. See here, frameworks. Without framework, 200 lines. With framework is 50 lines of code. I will share the code snippet as well so that you will get clear idea. Okay. Time save 80%, 60%, and 90%. So without framework, 5 weeks. With framework, it's 6 hours. Okay. Yeah, these are the main thing. And basically I'm a freelancer and consultant as well, and team lead as well. And currently I'm working on this particular section, right, in the freelancing and consulting also. Mostly I used React only, mostly 95%. Apart from that, sometimes I used only the Vue. Okay. Yeah, if you are using for startups and the new products, go with React. Enterprise applications, go with the Angular. It's completely enterprise application. They have their own money, right? The time and the money, then go with the React. Sorry, Angular. And the learning part, yeah, Vue is understood, right? Vue is very easy. Compared with React and Angular, go with the Vue. But my suggestion, always go with React. Based on our market condition, always go with React, then Vue.js, then the Angular. Okay. So this is how it will work, and this is also common framework for selection mistakes. These are the mistakes. React is most popular. We all use it. No. All that's what I'm telling. Why? So our project need the particular. So we are developing an e-commerce application. Every time the data is changing, based on that, we are using for we are taking up React. Okay, and mid project switch, framework switching, right? Waste month of development time. from what you start and what you finish. Just you have to understand which type of project you are working on, like which domain are you working on. So based on that only, you need to select the framework as well as the library. Okay, and over engineering also. And the simple sometimes they will tell us, okay, Shiva, will go with Angular with particular simple landing pages. That is not required, right? In the setup and everything, it will take a lot of time, right? It's not required. So instead of doing all of this thing, we can go with simple React or Vue.js. So only HTML and CSS is needed, right? It's not required. So in this situation, you can go with React. If you're using for only landing page application, there is no data changing between one component to another component. Always go with the HTML and CSS. It's not required any framework and libraries. So this is all the things. See here, framework is tool to solve the problem. Choose the right tool for the job. These are the things. Okay, this is enough. There is no best framework. Okay, so again, I'm telling there is no best framework. I will tell you that why it is not the best. Why most of the companies are now they have introduced for the Next.js, why is Svelte, this kind of thing. I will explain it right now. Okay. Any questions? Anything? Our session is almost over. This part, the theory part is over. Then we'll go with the practical. Any questions? Anything right now?
Yeah, actually, sir, we have many questions. So, like, we can take those questions in the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. No worries. Then I will share my. So we can able to see, right? So first question. So now tell me that particular question, like why it is why next JS instead of React, right? So I will tell you very briefly. Okay. So basically there is two scenarios. Okay. Okay. One is for client rendering. Don't go for any technical discussions. Rendering is nothing but refreshing. Okay. So there is one more thing, server. Okay. Here also server rendering. Okay. Again, it's kind of refresh. Okay. So you are developing one particular application like this. Okay. So here we have index.html. This is very basic kind of thing. And you have written like H1, hi, Shiva, then H2, closing, right? Then again H5, then close, then slash H5. So this is kind of thing, right? So when we are creating this kind of application, automatically we are clicking on one execution, right? Execution button. Then what we'll do, this index.html, it will go to the server. So based on the server, we will get the response. So based on the response, it will display the browser. So this is how it will work. So this is the execution. So every time when we're creating this index.html, first it will go to this particular file, then it will go to the server. Then server, it will return the response. Again, it will come to the our browser. So every time it will come like that only. But instead of doing all this is the process, right? It will take, you can consider as a 30 seconds. But if you are building very large scale of application, that is called a zero the application, right? Zero the application. So they don't wait for the 30 seconds. If you are the user is waiting for the 30-second, like if you have purchased like buy order and the sell order, right? So they will lost lot of the money, right? Lot of the money. Some of them they will think like maybe hundreds here also they will lose within 30 seconds. So instead of rendering this index.html to this particular server, in the Next.js, what it will do, directly it will render the server itself. So this particular time it will save us. That's why Next.js will come to the picture. So it won't render for the client side. Client side. Okay. Always it will refresh or render in server side. That's why Next.js is the most popular library. Okay. Any questions, anything right now? So now you got the practical explanation, right? Like now you got a clear idea. Oh, okay. So React has some problem. This particular problem, right? This is the 30 seconds problem. Now it will come to the server. It will render directly. So automatically it will update from the server itself. Okay. So no need to create any client side. Okay. So every time it will render the server itself, not for the client side. This is why the Next.js will come to the picture. That's what I'm telling. Always there is one problem. There is one problem. Industry always look for the solution. That's it. So now the problem is like 30 seconds time. It will reduce to 0 seconds time with the use of Next.js. Okay. The same thing if you are hitting one API. Okay. Again, it will go to the server. Okay. In the server also, it will come to the data. Correct. This is the response. And this is for the request. Right. Again, here also it will go to this particular time and this time, right? Okay. So instead of calling like this, whatever we are requesting and we are getting the response, we can store it at some value, right? Some place. That is called the caching. So no need to call again and again, right? If you have the same the data, so if already data is already available in the previous content, there is no new data, right? So automatically we can store it as a caching. Okay, this problem it will solve it as a React query for the API updates, state updates. So you got clear idea, right? So in the normally, if you go with React application, normally we are calling as a one API. So it will trigger the one request. Then after that, we will get the response. So here also it will take 3 seconds to 10 seconds time. Okay. So if you want to reduce this particular time, there is a one library called React query. So the end of the day, what we're doing, 30 seconds to 10 seconds to 1 second to 1.5 millisecond. We are decreasing, we are decreasing the loading time. So now you can ask me like, hey Shiva, so which framework you need to choose? Wherever or whenever you will get very less time and very scalability across all the components, right? Then you can go with always this approach only. Like always, I prefer to go with Next.js for the component and React query for API calls. Okay, and architecture wise, state management wise, Redux toolkit. Both are same. There is no difference between Redux and Redux toolkit. Both are same. So these are the my tech stack. So always I choose only the based on a load time. not for all the scenarios and all, not like all the outside noise, right? I won't go for the noise. Instead of always, I will ask why, why, then this is the my solution. Always I will Google it. So which framework it will solve my loading time? If it load time like 1.3 milliseconds or 5 milliseconds, automatically I will pick up this particular framework or libraries, right? This is how it will work. Any questions, anything right now? Or are you facing any fast or any kind of thing? Yeah, Next.js is secure. See, that is a completely security mechanism. That is a complete different approach. We'll go with maybe next week. Okay, that is a complete security mechanism. Okay, and Next.js, I will tell you that if you are, I will tell you the first of all roadmap. Okay, okay. Always go with JavaScript core fundamentals. Okay, those are nothing but variables, functions. Okay, then after that, higher order functions, then promises. Okay, then after that, conditionals and loops. Okay, so these are the core fundamentals. Then after that, then go with the ES6 features. Guys, these are the enough, guys. To be honest with you, these are the things is enough to crack the IT job. React. Not required for all of these things, right? It's not required as of now. This is more than enough, sufficient. So if you are building one application, automatically you will face some challenges, you will face some kind of issues also. Then automatically you will Google it, right? You will Google it, you will find some solutions, right? Then you can add it here. That's it. This is the roadmap. So someone is telling like, hey, you need to work on that framework, this framework, right? It will take maximum 10 years time. So we don't have that particular time, right? Because of, we are not a scientist. So we are just working professionals. We need to get into IT. It's not a scientist kind of thing, not a research kind of scientist, right? We are just working professional, and you are a student. Always start with this thing. Enough. It's more than enough. Okay. Once familiar with this particular JavaScript core fundamentals, always pick one. Pick only one. Okay. Go with React. Okay. So React.js, and after that, in the state management tree like kind of thing, go with Redux toolkit. Okay. So most of them, they're telling like, hey Shiva, I have 3 years of experience, I have 4 years of experience, my resume not get shortlisted. The issue is here only. If you have the React in the market itself, if you are considered 100 people, 99 people has React. 99% they will find us the React people. But if you are adding React.js toolkit, right, you will find only the 50 people. Based on my research and based on my understanding, only the 50 people. Okay, and if you come with React query, okay, so here you will get only 10 people. So all 100 people, here you will get only the 10 people. So automatically you will get placed, right, in this particular 10 people, because of you know that particular roadmap already. You are very good at core fundamentals. Then you pick the particular React.js. Then after that you pick the particular state management library kind of thing. That is also Redux toolkit. Then after that you have selected for the React query. So this is a hot cake, guys, in the market right now. React query. It won't take much time as well. Always you can ask why. Why I chose React query. Just Google it. Already we have the chat GPT also. You can go with that and you will get proper idea. Why choose React query? Okay. If you have choose these three, right, then go with the Next.js. So you will think like, hey, Shiv, React is already I'm learning, right? Again, it's React Toolkit and React query. So here also my mind is already telling like exhausting kind of thing. So Next.js is nothing but a React, guys. Okay. If you are very good at React.js, in the 95% code is same. 95% the code is same. So already, if you are very good at React, the same component, the same structure, everything is same. But only the main drawback, like the new feature is nothing but a server rendering. That's it. Not for the client rendering, right? So these are some. There is some new features are there like routing and all of these things. You need to check it. This is how it will work. And if everything is working good, okay, I know React.js, I know Redux Toolkit, I know React Query and the Next.js and all of these things. Go with the mobile development. This part already you know React.js and the Next.js, right? 100% it will match. Same React code. Maximum to 5% maybe syntax difference. Maximum, that's what I'm telling. Not 5% also, 2%. There is some minor syntax changes apart from the 90% code into React. So now you got the clear idea, right? So normal web application into a scalable application as well as you are building as a mobile development also. Okay. First JavaScript, then React, okay, then Redux Toolkit, okay, then React Query, okay, then Next.js, okay, then mobile development. So this part we are taking it as a React native. That's it. So if you are good at very React.js application, this is more than sufficient. It won't take much time. So maximum it will take, based on my understanding, it will take 15 days. If you are very fresher, you don't know anything about coding and all, it will take maximum 1 month. Maybe it depends. I'm not sure. Like you need to work on only 1 month. It will work not like that. So based on my understanding, based on my learning curve, so I'm working on this kind of thing. Now tell me, do you have any questions right now? How to choose the framework? So how I am selecting? So what about like roadmap? These and all. Do you have any questions right now? CSS is not required, guys. See, to be honest with you, in the real time office scenario, okay, without I'm giving any false information and these and all, right? Mostly HTML5, CSS3 has the frameworks or libraries, right? In the 10% we need to concentrate about 10% into HTML and CSS3. Okay, the rest 90% you need to take care about the JavaScript. This is the heart of the core application. Okay, like problem solving, it will call it as a problem solving, the course index, everything. So you need to take care about the JavaScript. Once you start the loving with JavaScript, automatically everything will sort out. See here. So I explained everything, right? Like mobile application, the JavaScript, React.js, and the Redux Toolkit. These are coming from the JavaScript itself, right? Not for the HTML5, not for the CSS3. I didn't talk about anywhere about like HTML and CSS3 because of that is not required. But is required, but at the end of the day, 90% we are using for the problem solvers, right? We are the problem solvers. That's why we are called as a developers, right? So always take it as a JavaScript high priority. And the 10% you can go with the HTML and CSS. Okay, again, don't argue with that. This is my completely my approach. Always you can preferably go with HTML5 CSS3 50%, then JavaScript product 50%. I don't have any issues. Yeah, this is purely based on my experience one. Okay, now everything is fixed. Then you asked one question, right? Like how to connect DB. Okay, so let me tell you one thing.
Sir,
Hmm.
sorry to interrupt in between. Actually, we have one session feedback form. Can we pause for a minute so like people can fill it?
No worries. Yeah. I will stop screen sharing.
Sir.
Yeah. I'm just doing
Oh,
it.
okay. So, guys, please, I'm launching a session feedback form. Please do fill it out. If you have any suggestion or if you have like any particular topic you want to suggest us for future sessions, please write that down there. Guys, please do fill that session feedback form. Sir, we can start.
Okay. So I'm also looking into these particular questions. How to connect our React application with database, right? This, yeah, a very interesting question. Guys, let me share my screen. Just always think about normal way, okay? Don't go for any technical kind of thing, just normal way, okay? So try to understand. So this is our application, right? This is our application. This is the front end application. So based on that, so currently we are using for React.js application, right? We can take it as a React application. This application built by React. Okay. So these are the items, right? Like for example, this particular bread, 1, 2, 3, then 5, 4, 5, 6. So these are and all our items. Okay, but as of now, we are storing it as a DB. Somewhere we need to add the from the DB. Okay, so here we are using for the DB. In the DB itself, nothing but a databases. In the databases, we are using for the MongoDB. Okay, so this is our front end application, and we need to add somewhere it is into DB. Then it will come to like this. Okay, so if you are understanding this part, this is our application. Okay, and here there is one called DB. Okay, so here we have the bread. Okay, this is called apple, and this is for one fruit, anything. Okay, somewhere I'm storing some data, and that is the place is nothing but a database. Okay, but you need to connect this particular front end application. Okay, so that's part you need to add mongoose dot connect. Okay, so in this part you need to add that particular address. So which address? This is nothing but a DB address. The DB address is nothing but this section. That's it. Just take it as a normal way. Okay, don't go for any technical kind of thing. So there is one database, so you need to connect from the front end part. So you need to add your credentials, right? This particular database credentials, that is nothing but a Shiva. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, these are the my username and the password. You need to get the particular information, right? You need to add this particular address as well as the credentials. So based on that credentials, we will display the all the data like this. That's it, guys. Nothing complex. Very easy. Okay, there is a database. So you need to, if you want to get this particular data, then you need to connect as a mongoose.connect. Then you need to pass the URL, and you need to pass that your name and the password. So based on that credentials, it will get the all this bread and fruit and apple, whatever it is there, right? So we will get it from the front end application itself. This is how it will work. Any questions, anything right now? And now see, now try to understand. Now see here, this is the process, right? The data is coming from the front end every time, correct? This is nothing but a response, right? And every time you are asking this particular database. Now this is, you can call it as a request, and this is called as a response. Okay, if you want to pass this particular data from request to response, response to request, right? We are using as a, we can call it as a middleware. So we need to handle for the request and response, right? So we can call it as a middleware. In this middleware, we are call it as normal terms backend. Okay, in the backend technologies, again, Node.js. Again, why? Simple question. Why Node.js? Because of we need to, there is one middleware, right? So without middle person, how can I pass the data from front end application to back end application to front end application, right? So these are the interaction between front end to back end. We need one person. That person is nothing but a middleware person. The middleware is nothing but a backend. The backend is nothing but a Node.js. So what we're doing, just we are handling for the based on a request and the response. That's it, guys. This is how it will work. Uh, yeah, a little bit tricky, right? Yeah, but the thing is, this is the thing. It's very simple, very generic, and once you start the building the application, right, you will get clear idea. Okay, don't think and don't follow the coding tutorials kind of thing. Just start building. Stop thinking. Okay, any questions apart from that? Front end always only consume JSON data only from. Okay, so now try to understand. Here I have Shiva. Okay, otherwise, as a bookmap show application. Okay. And so now today is Saturday, right? So I'm going to book Kantara movie. Okay. So automatically we are calling like these are the APIs. You can call it as these are the APIs. The APIs are nothing but it's kind of middleware. That's again what I'm telling. Once you click on this particular Kantara, automatically we are passing data from front end to back end. The back end is nothing but it will give us the data. This is the complete data. Okay. So what that is request and the response, right? Which format it is exactly? The format is nothing but a JSON data. It's kind of type only. So we can able to get application from the HTML format and the JSON format and the XML format, whatever it is, we can able to get it. But in 99.9%, most of them are like they're expecting the data between front end to back end to front end, mostly into JSON data only. The JSON is nothing but again JavaScript object notation. Okay, this is completely data. See here, publish. See, message script in Kafka and the status, the payload, everything is there. See here, 2D adventure, drama thriller, right? See, Kannada, Kantara, see, Kantara A lesson, chapter 1. This data is combination of the just, this is completely JSON data. In the combination of key value pairs. See here. And if you are selecting Kannada movie or Telugu movie, okay? See, again we are passing data from front end to back end to front end. Okay, see here, publish. This is the preview. Again, we're calling some data. See, and the header section. If you go to the header section, this is the particular address. This is how it will work. Okay, any doubts, anything right now? Any questions, anything? And if you go with any application, not on this part, Blinkit application, right? Over here. Okay, detect my application location. It will come as my address. Always welcome. See here, this data, everything. The entire data is coming from the backend. This is the response. The data is coming from the backend itself, not for the front end side. The front end side, we are requesting the data. Okay. So if you click on diary read and all kind of thing, right? See here, payload. This is the category thing. See here. And if you click on a response, you will get all the data. If you want to prove, yeah, definitely I will prove it. So there is a heritage, right? Heritage Sampurna A2 buffalo milk. Come on. There is some issues. Okay, no worries. See here, this is the display name. And if you check with Amul also, Amul Taza, see here, you will get Amul Taza toned fresh milk, right? This data is everything is coming from the database itself. Okay, so this is the middleware between front end to back end to front end. Any questions right now? Till now, any questions, anything? Okay. Uh, that is, you can take it as a another section like Kafka is completely different way. Any questions right now? How to connect our Redux application? Redux, okay. Yeah, in the Redux, right? Can you explain about Redux and why Redux? Perfect. I will share it here itself. See here, just type on this normal way. Just okay. So here you have only 1, 2, 3, 6, right? 6, 6, 12, 12, 6 12, 6 12, 12, 6 to total 8 items, right? 18 items, correct? 18 items. 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 What we do, I want to manage 1800, or I want to manage 2000, I want to manage 10K or 1 year also, that particular products. How to manage the particular data? Okay, then normally every time we need to create the state and we need to manage and we need to update the this particular items, right? It's too difficult to update the data. So instead of doing all of this thing, if you are using for redux state minus kind of thing, right, we can able to get it there and we can able to update the items. Okay, okay, no worries. Let me explain here itself. Okay, there is one problem. Okay, always we can call it as a problem, one problem. You have the data. The data items are 20 items. Okay, the same 20 items we need to render the uh, checkout application, dashboard application, okay, and header application. So these are the things we need to render these particular 20 elements. So every time we can't add it in a state kind of thing, right? State is nothing but use state. So we're adding these 20 items to here. But if you want to get this data to the checkout and the dashboard and the header, right, again we need to pass it here, again here, again here. So there is 3 items, right? Okay, so this communication between one component to another component, there is something called the props. So we are sharing the data from this place to this place, this place, and this place. Okay, so instead of passing this place directly, we can create as a global state. Okay, so whenever, whether like if the dashboard is required this particular data, we can pass it, we can able to pass the data. And if it is required for the checkout page, we can able to pass it. If it is not required for this particular component, it's not, we are not passing anything. This is something called redux toolkit. This is completely just telling like, don't save it locally, instead of we can save globally. That's it. So here we can manage, edit, create, and delete. So there is a the big concept, this particular thing. So there is something called the props, and there is something called the props drilling, and all of these things. Because of the time constraints, I won't explain everything from detailed explanation. The next time, definitely, I will give you that why it is in Redux is introduced and all of this thing. Okay. Now as of now, just try to understand. Okay. This is how it will come as it as a Redux toolkit. Any questions? Anything till now? Somewhere have doubt. Yeah, Prakash, please tell me. Okay. Guys, did you understand this Redux flow? Or if you want to more elaborate, if you are fine with us, okay. Mm, stop share. Okay. So now the part is finished. And do you have any questions, anything? Please let me know. Geetanjali, those are the like technical implementation. If you are
Actually, sir, we have 3, 4 questions in our Q&A tab.
hmm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one that Harshita is asking, why Next.js is preferred for SEO?
So that's what I'm telling, right? Always it will render for the server side rendering, not for the client side rendering. So every time if you go with the google.com, right? If you are checking for, if you are typing with the google.com, you will search the particular website, right? So automatically everything it will commit as a server file itself, not for the client side. That's why it will prefer with the Next.js instead of using for the React and all. Because of every time you are hitting some, if you are searching one web application, right, it will go to the client, then it will go to the server. So instead of doing all of these things directly, we are calling it as a server side itself. That's why Next.js is introduced, like search engine optimization. Yeah, that is the answer.
Okay, thank you, sir. Another question, Vinod is asking, I not worked in Next.js. It's like React.js to use front end side question mark.
Yeah, definitely. So if you are very good at React.js, that's more than sufficient. The 95% code, it's all about like React.js only. The same concept, everything is same. There is no much difference between Next.js and the React. Both are same. If you are good with vanilla like normal JavaScript core fundamentals in the React, that's more than sufficient. You can go with the Next.js.
Okay, sir, thank you. Another question, Siddharth is asking, how to know React, Angular, Vue.js, why use and how?
So already I have shared the detailed document, right? If you want, I will share the document also. You can go through it. Already I explained everything from the starting itself. You'll get clear idea. So when to use, how to use, so which problem it will solve, kind of thing. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Another question, sir. Neela is asking, I'm not able to crack machine coding round in time. Any suggestion to improve or any resources?
Go with almost like Geek for Codes. Geek for Codes, right? I guess there is one more website called Geek for Geeks. Geek for Geeks. To be honest with you, I won't follow this Geek for Geeks. Mostly, I followed for the official documentation, guys. Maximum will get the official documentation as well as the problem statement. Always, I will ask for the why question, right? Based on the why only, I will start the coding and all of this thing. Why it won't work? Why? How the debouncing works? How the search works? This kind of thing. Every time it will work as a how and why. That's it. The machine coding is now, see, the machine coding round is nothing but you are building one application, right? So you're building one application, you think like developer, not like normal person. How it will work, how it will work, why it will work. That's it. Yeah. Next question, anything?
Yes, sir. We have another question. Next.js apps require more resources? Question mark.
This is not required, guys, not required. So only the React is more than sufficient. If you are very good at React.js, Next.js is completely the same approach of the same thing, right? If you want to go with already I explained, right? Next.js, if you want, I will share the document also. Next.js official documentation.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Always
now
go
it's
with,
visible.
always go with, uh, I prefer to go with this thing. So get started. Why? See here. So next steps, the installation, project structure, and the layout pages, everything is there. Okay. And instead of going through this particular documentation, right, try to understand Next.js why instead of yeah. Just start the research. Why Next.js? See, server side rendering. The server side rendering is nothing but it's like refreshing, right? So if you are using for React, again it will go to the client as well as the server. But instead of going client side to server side, Next.js directly it will call it as a server side rendering, and the API routes and everything is there. Okay. So try to check out this Next.js documentation based on this particular question. Okay. See here. And this is also, so Next.js offers built-in server-side rendering. Again, I'm telling, right? See, server-side rendering. The static generation and file-based routing. Okay. Always it will call it as a server-side, not for the client side. Tell me about React Bootstrap and the normal Bootstrap, right? There is no much difference between React Bootstrap. Oh, normal Bootstrap. Okay. Just try to one second. Here itself, okay? Try to read this particular question. It's not required and all of this thing. Just try to understand this particular. The Bootstrap is nothing but the most popular language between like HTML, CSS3, and JavaScript library. Okay, but if you go with Bootstrap, it will give it as a component. See here, React Bootstrap replaces the Bootstrap JavaScript. Each component has the been built from the scratch as a true React component. See, so without unneeded dependencies like all of these things. Okay, so here they will give us the React. Okay, but if you are using for normal Bootstrap, right, they will give us like only the HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript, nothing more than that. Okay, in the React Bootstrap, they have their own React libraries and components. Okay, I hope you will get you got clear idea. Still, do you have any questions? Anything?
Uh, yeah, sir. We have one question. Could you explain SSG in Next.js along with why React query?
Now, guys, now it will take maximum 1 hour time. So if you want to delete, if you want to explain everything from the scratch, it's too difficult. We'll try to finish it by next, maybe next week. Not
Oh,
now.
okay, no worries. We have another question also. Difference between get static props and get server side props.
Guys, these are the coming from the React class-based component. As of now, we are not using for this particular kind of thing. In the normally 99.9%, we are using for the functional-based components instead of using this particular class-based component. Don't go for and don't learn class-based component. Again and again, I'm telling, don't go for the class-based component. Always, you can preferably go with the functional-based components only. Okay, get derived state from the prompts. These are the coming from the class based component. In the 99%, no one is using for these things. Yeah.
Okay, sir. We are done with the questions. But like before ending this, like any piece of advice you would like to give to our audience?
Okay, so first of all, just work hard and don't go for like React roadmap and the JavaScript roadmap kind of thing, and stop thinking and start doing. That's it. Just start building something. Okay, so eventually you will get clear idea. Okay, so why it will happen. So application automatically it will take 3 minutes time, 4 minutes time, and the 5 minutes time. How to optimize this particular React application? Then there is something. There is concept called like React optimization. Again you will learn something, right? Again you will get one more question. Oh shiv, already 1 minute, it will reduce the time between 3 minutes to 1 minute. Again I am thinking about like 1 minute to 30 seconds, how to do that? Just check it out. You will get plenty of resources, right? In the chart gpt and everything is there. Go and check it out, and you will start the building the application. Okay, so stop thinking and start doing. That's it. That's the only the advice.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for delivering such a clear and engaging session. We truly, truly appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge with us. And a big thank to everyone who have joined us today. We hope you found the session useful and informative. If you'd like to revisit the session or share it with others, the recordings are also available on LinkedIn page and YouTube channel. So until then, take care, stay curious, and keep learning. Thank you very, very much again, sir.
Thanks, Preeti. Thanks for giving
Thank
this
you.
opportunity. And
Bye bye. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye,
yes,
sir.
thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sir, please do share that PDF also with me. So I'll share with the audience. You guys can message us on LinkedIn or any social platform. I will share all the like that PPT with you.
Good. Cool. Cool. I will share it with you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Bye.